Hello you guys and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about what to wear in Italy. So let's be honest, no matter what you wear, you will probably stand out if you're not Italian because obviously people can tell even from your language, the way you move. So it will be inevitable, but if you want to avoid being pickpocketed as much and if you want to stand out the least amount as possible, then do follow the tips I'm going to be giving you. Before we get started, I just want to say that these are some tips. Obviously, think about your comfort before you think about fashion or stuff like that. So take them with a grain of salt and take the ones that you like best to apply. Some tips are essential because otherwise you will not be allowed to go into museums and stuff like that, but other tips are just fashionable tips that Italians follow, so you don't really have to follow them if you don't want to. So keep that in mind and let's just get started into the video. So my first tip is to avoid wearing flip-flops and gym gear. So Italians wear flip-flops only when they're going to the beach, and they wear gym gear only when they're going to the gym or for a jog and to do some sports. They don't wear gym gear out and about when they're walking, and they don't wear flip-flops. I have never seen an Italian walking down the streets, down the road, wearing flip-flops unless they're coming or going to the sea. Yes to clothes that cover your shoulders and your knees. If you want to go into certain museums and even churches, you will not be allowed in unless you have something that is covering your shoulders and your knees. So be aware of that because you might wait in line a couple of hours to get into a church, and once it is your point to buy the ticket, if they see you're not covered, they will ask you to leave or sell you I don't know, like a scarf or something like that. If they sell you a scarf, like, it's no big deal because you can just buy that. But I have been asked to leave in churches where I was not covered, which is a big problem because obviously after you have waited hours in a line under a hot weather, having to leave the line is a really big deal for me personally. So I would recommend to always bring a scarf because you can always put it on your shoulders if that is the problem, or you can tie it around your waist if the problems are your legs. So always bring a scarf or a pashmina with you. Also, boys here wear fitted clothes. I know that in the States it is a very big thing for boys to like wear loose and baggy clothes, but Italian boys wear really fitted clothes and they rarely wear loose tank tops when out and about. So if you're a boy, keep that in mind. Also, Italian girls wear heels to death, but walking on cobblestones is extremely painful and it is extremely hard, and you're really risking to get hurt. So I would recommend, if you want to bring some heels, then bring a wedge. It is a lot easier to walk on and you will probably hurt yourself less. Also, don't forget to bring a comfortable pair of shoes. Health comes before fashion in my opinion, so walk with something that will not ruin your feet because your feet are very important and it is not worth ruining them. Also, another thing that women usually don't do is they don't wear shorts. So usually girls under 30 years old, you will see them like walking around with shorts, but I have never really seen older women walking around with shorts. So keep that in mind. I find that if you're in doubt and you want to be comfortable, a dress or skirts are always appropriate in Italy. I see girls wearing dresses and skirts like crazy. I personally love dresses, so no hate here. Like in the summer, I wear dresses to death because obviously it's a lot easier than having to like match two pieces. But I have seen girls even wearing a lot of skirts and dresses in winter. So I find that if you're in doubt, just wear a dress and a skirt, and also wear neutral colors. Italians are big on the blacks, the grays, the browns, the earthy colors. They're not really big on pops of color. Obviously, because of globalization, everything is kind of like evening itself out all over the world, but still Italians are more on the neutral side of clothing. And also something that is really big and that you should really avoid is t-shirts or like baseball hats that have logos on them. That is considered pretty tacky here in Italy, and also it will give you out so much. So avoid wearing a t-shirt that says USA or your university, like Wisconsin University, or your football team. Like, avoid all that altogether because it is preferable for strangers to not really know who your favorite football team is, what your university is. So I would really highly recommend you avoid those because it will give you away very easily, and some will even consider them tacky. Something that I didn't say is that Italians are huge on a certain type of sneakers, like for example Vans, Converse. They don't really wear like sports sneakers when they walk around. They usually wear like fancier and prettier sneakers. But like I said before, your feet are very important. I am okay with giving you guys tip on what you might want to wear here in Italy, but like your health comes first. Like I also said with the heels, if you want, sure, bring them, but go for a wedge. You don't really want to compromise your health to look okay. Like you really don't want to do that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it is helpful, especially if you're planning a trip to Italy. I hope you can apply a couple of these tips. If you have any questions or doubts, then feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I will definitely reply to those. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, then subscribe. It's free. It would mean the world. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.